I thought of recording this podcast like half an hour ago, but then something happened and I felt a little distracted, and I took a moment and I'm like, let's record properly uh, with a lot of intention, heart, and a lot of joy. Yeah, I think joy. That's what matters in life. Everything depends upon joy. So I thought, what should be a topic of my Wednesday podcast? That's this thought always crosses my mind for some reason. I think this is some sort of uh, this is connected to that human conditioning. Like we are always anticipating how things should be, how it would be, how I don't want it to be, and this weird sort of a mind games keep happening. You keep playing with yourself and keep tiring. You tire yourself and maybe drain yourself. Definitely you drain yourself, not maybe. I thought I'll share something with each one of you, something very 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 profound, something that changed my journey as an athlete and as a human being. I learned something in the year of 2016. It's an easy to find kind of a knowledge. It's available everywhere. I came across in the year 2016 or maybe 15, like the knowledge of macros, like counting your macros. A lot of people say it's a simple thing, it's given out there. A lot of people know about it. A lot of people knew about it, but not many people applied it the way people should use or apply this awareness and knowledge. When I encountered this simple knowledge, it just changed my journey as an athlete. I became more aware, more in control about where I want to head and what should I consume, how much should I consume. It's an endless kind of there's an endless kind of a scope in this. You can keep learning. It's like a scientist journey, trying to figure out some sort of trying to invent something and constantly figuring out in his lab. Forgive me, I have a habit of going all over the place and coming back to the topic again. That's the way I talk. Anyway, so for transition, because I was seeking, to level up my journey and to know, like, whatever I'm consuming, I should be knowing it. How much should I consume and where is it leading me? I should not be vague about it. For example, if you want to see precise, clear results, then you need to know precisely, clearly what you're consuming and the process of it. If you're vague, if you're vague about around your approach, then you will get vague results. That's how simple everything is in life. So in 2015-16, a friend of mine, he used to be somebody who would talk more about fitness, who was like a kind of well-read kind of a person. And I asked him a simple thing, and he just spoke to me and just guided me through. And counting your macros feels pretty intimidating to somebody who hated maths. Forget maths. I never liked studying in my school, but then I realized there's a side of me. If I truly like something, if I truly want to do something, then no matter what that is, I'm going to happily, willingly learn it. So then I started learning and understanding it. It was like a very simple, basic thing, and then everything changed for me. And hopefully, I should be able to share a picture or two around this. How easily I would transform my body depending upon my circumstances, situation, the sport I was involved in, or I still am involved in, and the level of movement in a particular week, and the expected movement that the coming week might require. I would just tweak things around and I would just stay effortlessly, in a certain shape and form. And for example, if my week needs a lot of kind of strength work, then I would change my macros accordingly, and I would look in a certain way after that, and I would feel in a certain way. And similarly, if I know that okay, I have to do a lot of running around, I have to sweat a lot, there's a lot of cardio involved in my week, then I would quickly change my macros based on that, and my body would perform as per that. It's that magical, but it's not that simple as well, because there are a lot of other factors that involves in applying this simple knowledge. One of the most important factor is your own self discipline and your own commitment with yourself, and the biggest of all factor is to stay humble and have humility, because this is a journey of trial and error. You will be failing more than winning over a situation or something. The sooner you realize, the better it is, and the easier it would be for you. You won't suffer much. Anyway, this friend of mine guided me, helped me, and I learned it, found it, and embraced it the way fish embraces water. So basically, the simple knowledge is I don't know if you can see it. So इसमें लिखा है कि कार्ब के सामने नंबर 4 लिखा है, फैट्स के सामने नंबर 9 लिखा है, प्रोटीन के सामने नंबर 4 लिखा है. व्हाट डज़ दैट मीन? इसका मतलब ये है कि एक कार्ब में 4 कैलोरी होती है, एक फ़ैट में 9 कैलोरी होती है और एक प्रोटीन में 4 कैलोरी होती है. इट्स दैट सिंपल. नाउ इसकी बुनियाद के ऊपर यू कैन प्ले अराउंड. ऑल्सो माइक्रोज भी आते हैं इसके अंदर, वो अलग दुनिया है, बट मैक्रोज इज़ द बेसिक सिंपल फंडा. सो यहाँ से शुरुआत होनी ज़रूरी है. आई एम प्लीज़ फॉरगिव मी अबाउट माई वोकेबलरी एंड द रेंज ऑफ माई नॉलेज इज़ वेल. आई एम नॉट I don't have a degree in anything, nor have I read any particular book. Yes, I have read books here and there, some articles here and there, but I don't claim to have a fancy vocabulary around it. I'm just sharing everything that I have learned over a period of time. I'm sharing what I apply in my life. I'm sharing from a space where I've learned. My way of life is the actual proof of that. So I'm not saying anything out of my own experience. And I would never do that. That's the worst kind of a thing anybody can do. So I feel something that has served me so well, and I wish there was somebody just like me out there. But there are a couple of guys who have helped me via YouTube as well. So I wish there was someone like me who could share his or her journey in simple terms, because जितनी सिंपल तरीके से हम बात करते हैं उतनी ज़्यादा रिलेटिबिलिटी बढ़ जाती है. जितनी हम फैंसी वोकैबलरी यूज़ करते हैं उतने हम इंटिमिडेटिंग बन जाते हैं. सिंपल सी बात कहनी होगी, अगर मैं 4 उसमें साइंस के वर्ड घुसा दूँ तो आपको समझ नहीं आएगी. मैं सिंपली कह रहा हूँ कि शुगर मत खाओ या फिर रेस्ट वेल, बट देर मस्ट बी सम फैंसी वर्ड्स अराउंड इट, बट so basically, yeah, forgive me if my vocabulary is not that sharp around this, but I'll try my best to communicate and reach out to you. So that's so 4 कैलोरी होती हैं एक प्रोटीन में, और 4 कैलोरी होती हैं एक कार्ब में, और 9 कैलोरी होती हैं एक फ़ैट में. सो अगर आप कोई भी डब्बा ख़रीदते हो, कोई भी चीज़ देखते हो, ग्रोसरी शॉप में जाकर आप देखते हो, उसके पीछे लिखा हुआ है कि फ़ैट के सामने 9 नंबर लिखा हुआ है. दैट मीन्स कि 9 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 9, उसमें उतनी कैलोरीज फ़ैट के थ्रू आ रही है. उसके नीचे कार्ब होगा, उसमें कार्ब के नंबर यूजुअली ऐसे होते हैं क्योंकि मैक्सिमम चीज़ें कार्ब ओरिएंटेड होती हैं, कार्ब डोमिनेंट होती हैं. उसके नंबर ऐसे होंगे 22-23 कार्ब होंगे उसमें, या 25 कार्ब होगा या 30 कार्ब होगा. दैट मीन्स कि 30 × 4 उतनी कैलोरी उसके अंदर आ रही हैं फ्रॉम कार्ब सोर्स. फिर प्रोटीन लिखा होगा 8, 10, 9, 5, 6 जितना भी, मतलब कि × 4 उतनी कैलोरी आ रही हैं प्रोटीन से. ये सिंपल छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हो गई, एंड बट नाउ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस, whatever the math, that this is what the basic of everything is. Then you will have to find out how much calories you should consume in a day. Now that completely that's very subjective, depending upon your weight, your height, your age, your lifestyle, the level of movement, your goals, personal goals, where you are, where you want to head, what you want to achieve. You want to gain or you want to cut down, you want to lose, you want to bulk up. So it's very subjective. So that's the beauty of it, and it's so exciting as well. So you can go on Google and you can type calorie calculator, something like that. You can type it, you will get multiple options. There are like it's a proper setup system. They'll ask about your height in centimeters or inches, whatever. Choose it accordingly. They'll ask about your weight in lbs or kg. Choose it accordingly, whatever is comfortable for you. And then they'll ask about your age, gender, everything. You fill it up, small kind of a form, and then accordingly they'll give you an estimate. That they'll also ask about your goal, that you want to cut down or you want to gain muscle, lean muscle mass, you want to gain mass, you want to cut down, you want to reduce weight, or you want to, there are many options. So based on that, it will give you, that system will give you some estimate, estimate number of calories. It's we always work around estimates. You won't ever get a proper precise this is the hard rule, this is what you have to hit. You'll get some estimate number. Based on that, now you will be creating your macros, which means, for example, roughly saying, you got 2000 calories, like you have to consume 2000 calories in a day. Now you have to consume 2000 calories in a day. For example, your target was to gain lean muscle mass, or maybe, yeah, gain. Now based upon this, you will have to work around and find your macro split. Now macro split means कि जो 2000 कैलोरी आप दिन में लोगे, वो 2000 कैलोरीज में से कितने ग्राम प्रोटीन से कैलोरीज आने वाली हैं, कितने ग्राम फैट खाने से कुछ कैलोरियाँ आने वाली हैं, और कितने ग्राम कार्ब्स खाने से कुछ कैलोरियाँ आने वाली हैं. सो इन तीनों का कंट्रीब्यूशन होगा, जो इवेंचुअली इन दी एंड आपको 2000 कैलोरी दिन में खानी है. ऐसे नहीं कि 2000 कैलोरी कुछ भी खाते रहना, क्योंकि सब चीज़ में कैलोरी है. वहाँ पर आती है आर्ट, प्योर आर्ट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, रफली आई एम सेइंग, बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव एनीथिंग ओपन अप टू टेल यू गाइज. आपको घूम फिर के लगा कि मैं 150 ग्राम 150 प्रोटीन खाऊंगा. दैट मीन्स कि नाउ 150 इंटू वट एवर 4, जो भी नंबर आता है, जो भी नंबर आ रहा है, उतनी कैलोरियाँ आपको मिल रही है उस 2000 में से फ्रॉम प्रोटीन. अब बचा फैट. नाउ फैट की इतनी ब्यूटी ये है, अमेजिंग बात ये है फ़ैट के बारे में, आप कार्ब में ज़ीरो जा सकते हो, प्रोटीन में भी जा सकते हो, बड़ा फैट में कभी ज़ीरो दो. यू कांट गो ज़ीरो ऑन फैट इन योर डाइट. दैट्स unhealthy and super dangerous as well. Even your brain cells are made out of fat, so you can't mess with that. Whatever your weight is, based on that आपको एक फैट का नंबर मिलेगा, एंड देन उसको आप मल्टीप्लाई करोगे 9 से, जो भी नंबर होगा उतनी कैलोरी आपको आ रही है फ्रॉम फैट्स. जो भी बचा कुछ आया, उसको आप डिवाइड करोगे 4 से, जो आपको कैलोरी पर इंटू करके मिली. दिस इज साउंड लाइक अ मैथ क्लास में. ये आपको कैलोरी मिली इंटू करके फ्रॉम प्रोटीन, और जो कैलोरी मिली आपको इंटू करके फ्रॉम फैट्स. जब आप उसको जोड़ दोगे और उसको फिर माइनस करोगे टोटल 2000 में से, जो नंबर बचेगा आप उसको डिवाइड करोगे 4 से, तो जो भी नंबर निकल के आएगा वो होंगी आपकी कैलोरीज जो आपको कार्ब से कंज्यूम करनी है. वो आपको कार्ब नंबर मिल जाएगा, कार्ब नंबर बेसिकली. एनीवे, I'm sorry, I tried my best, man. I felt like I'm a math teacher. Anyway, I tried my best. So that's how you find your macro split, and I'm just giving you an overview of things. I'm not giving you any detailed instruction, like from my experience. And then you will get your macro split, whatever that might be, based upon you. And then you can get on this journey, and your body will give you feedback on a day-to-day basis, on a training basis. And you become, this also adds a lot of value in your journey as a human being, because you become so self-aware. You know how are you feeling. Some people feel super disoriented when they drop their carbs, because their body is dependent upon them. And some people feel super energetic when they switch completely upon fats. Some people feel super energetic when they are consuming carb dominant diet. Everything has its own beauty, its own pluses, and definitely minuses for somebody. Like some people prefer fats, some people prefer carbs. Anyway, why I'm talking about these two? Protein, though, you will need to build yourself up, your muscles and everything, but then you have two channels, two channels of energy, that two channels that will be supplying you energy. One is the carb channel and one is the fat channel. Based upon your understanding, you can choose upon, like, of course you need fat, you can't go zero on that, but you can make your diet in a certain way that is carb dominant, which means you will be using more of the carb channel, and the fat channel will only be doing the bare minimum, like giving you the basic thing. It won't be, your diet won't be fat dominant. Then you have the fat channel, which means ki your diet will be, you will be receiving energies solely completely from fat source, which means you might not be consuming carb at all, and you will be switching completely upon fats. This is how I function. I prefer consuming more of fats, and I stay away. I consume less carbs now, but there was a time like 4-5 years ago, I liked and I preferred experimenting a lot with carbs. My diet, there was a time where I was hitting like 320 grams of carb in a day, or maybe 300 or 280, and I was enjoying it. I was bulking up, and that was a time and phase. I was lifting heavy. I had my PR goals. I was smashing them. So this is it's like a beautiful journey, just like it's life. You keep becoming a different person as an athlete, and you keep adapting. You make changes. I was just saying that I had to kind of take a moment because my cameras were heating up, and this happens with me. Sorry, humble beginnings. I'm learning. Thank you so much. And I was just saying simply that these are some of the. This is like a universe in the world, and some sort of different dimension altogether that every human being should experience. That's what my heart wishes and wants. Imagine you're going. Why do you think all those whatever you get in grocery store, they have that list of whatever is there inside the macros and even the micros? Because I feel we all should be educated enough, and not educated. That's not the right word. We should be aware enough to know what are we consuming and eating. This is not just for an athlete or some sort of a person who only somebody who wants to do the gain and the lose and cut down. This is about every human being. For example, not for example, like this is your body, this is your home. I'll give you an example. You live in your own house, your home, wherever you live, and you keep a check, right? You are well aware about who's entering it and who's leaving it, who should be inside, who should not be inside. You Who's wearing shoes inside and who's taking it off outside, whose shoes are dirty. You don't let any form of dirt enter your house, right? Now just let's just make this more real and more authentic and more honest. What is your primary and real home in the sense? This is a temporary, this is like four walls, and people raise it and they start calling it home. Your real home is your own body, yourself. I don't think there are many people who have the similar approach about their own bodies. We don't really, nobody cares about the kind of thoughts we are thinking, what are we letting it in, what are we observing and consuming via our phone screen, what sort of conversation are we being a part of, what are we listening to, the kind of people we are hanging, all of those energies that we are taking. And now let's just bring it more on the surface level. What are the kind of stuff that we are putting in our mouth? What are we eating? What are we consuming? What's going inside our home, inside our body? We don't have that much of awareness, and we I feel we should. Half of the people are not even on the level of calling themselves human, because to be human is to just have this basic awareness. If I eat this and that, it will make me feel in a certain way. If I eat that, it will lead me to somewhere. Isn't that enough for you to actually ponder, think, and feel super inspired to get these things correct? I feel this is the most important thing to do. It is uh, it is more important than your salary, your career choices, your relationships with other people around. It is the most important decision and the most important thing to look at, which is to it is just insane, it's like when you say that you have that, when you make choices based upon the external factors, and when you neglect this, the most crucial thing, like what are you consuming and what are you eating, what are you putting in your body. I feel that conveys only and only one thing, which is that human beings don't really care, respect, or love themselves at all, and we take ourselves for granted, and we give more importance to other fleeting things. We give them more energy and more uh, I don't know, more attention, whatever. And I feel I always say this same thing again and again. I repeat it on loop in a way, and I'll always keep repeating it. Like, this is your home, this is your body. You're experiencing this world from this body, from this vessel, this beautiful, in unexplainable, unfathomable kind of a being that the creator has created, and you can't even observe and have this much of awareness to know what are you putting inside it. So it all begins from that understanding, and I don't have any superficial approach towards the macros. Everything begins from that understanding for me. Oh my god, I need to know my body, man. I need to understand it better. uh, how vegetarian food makes me feel, how eating non-veg makes me feel, what are the benefits of eating non-veg, and what is the right time to not eat it, when to eat it, how good or how weak I'm feeling after eating vegetarian food, what is the right and balanced diet, how to stay open and all inclusive, and to not to hold any strong positions about only a certain kind of a diet, how to stay, how to strike that balance, and to experience best of every world and every side, the dairy and the greens and the meat. Everything has its time, everything has its time. Like when we are kids and babies, that time हम अपनी मम्मी का दूध पीते हैं, क्योंकि वो फेज़, वो वक्त है, शरीर को वो चीज़ चाहिए होती है. देन थोड़ा वक्त आता है, मुंह में दांत नहीं होते तो लोग सॉफ्ट चीज़ें हमको खिलाते हैं, लाइक जिसमें हमको ज़्यादा चबाना ना पड़े, क्योंकि वो वक्त है उस चीज़ को खाने का. Then there are days when we start eating roti from the plate, because that's the age and the time. Similarly, if you are aware enough, you need to adapt with time. Also be aware enough what your body needs and what your body is seeking and asking. So this is like a constant sort of a endless kind of a you can say conversation and some sort of a dialogue happening between you and your body and your being, and you need to really stay aware and stay still and stay open to embrace it and to learn it and to discard what is not needed. For example, there are 10,000 things that I used to love before, and I used to do it religiously. I also realized there was a time when I needed them, and now there are half of the things I don't even do, because I realized the time is done and I made the most of it. Now I need to move on to the next understanding, the next chapter, and the old ways won't work to this new understanding and the new version of you. Whoever is watching this podcast, this has been for me experience wise the most knowledge and intellect driven kind of a podcast, where I try to share the numbers in the detail as per my understanding of macros and everything, the calories a little bit. I felt a little hectic as well in between that am I able to reach out to you all, but yeah, I tried my best. And if there is any query, any question, you can type it down in comment section, and I'm going to make sure that I read them, I reply to them, and if there are similar questions and concerns about a certain thing, then I'll cover that up in my next podcast. Anyway, so coming back to that thing, it's very so don't look at your understanding your food eating habits and your macros and micros. Don't take them as an option. There is no option. It is not an optional thing to do. Let's learn something new. It is not that. It is one of the most important priorities and responsibility. You can also say obligation of existing. You have to understand and know what are you consuming, how much you are taking, how much you need, and you have to make sure this beautiful vessel and this vehicle and this beautiful instrument you call your body, it has its own certain requirements and certain expectations, for it to function at its best. I won't say to max it out at 100, not many can do. At least do it 20, and even 20 most people can't do. People die at 1 maybe, or maybe 2%. So try to make it like 10, 20, 15, 30. Just make your best and be one of a kind and make the most of this life. I'm sharing this thing with each one of you, not that I know better with anybody of you. This is my humble opinion and understanding. I am a result of, every day I fall and fail. My life is full of trials and errors and failures. I embrace it. But I feel what I'm learning and what I've seen, like the glimpse of something that I've seen, I want to share that with each one of you, and I want each one of you to experience that joy and that blessing as well. And I want each one of us to be together in this journey and inspire each other, share this journey with each one of with each other. And this life is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opportunity and beautiful. You can say a chance, to kind of. Not go anywhere, just to go within and to understand this thing. And I'm not saying go to mountains and start meditating for 4 hours. That is not the thing. I'm not saying that right now. I'm just saying let's start with food. food, the basic food eating habits, and everything, travels and purifies everything. Your small change in your habit, your small commitment with yourself will travel uh, to your all areas of your life. You won't be taking yourself for granted in front of your 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 peers and your colleagues. You will be having a lot of conviction in what you say, because you respect yourself. You have made the right choices in the morning by eating right. I know it sounds pretty glorified, but that's how it is. That's what it has done for me and to me. You will, if you have a weird sort of tendency of being carried away with your friends due to peer pressure, if you drink and then you don't like drinking, slowly you will be aware enough to understand that how dangerous that can be for you after a point. I'm not saying not to enjoy things in life. You should enjoy, but there's a time to everything, as I was speaking about it literally like 5 minutes ago. So that's how a lot of people ask me, bro, you used to smoke before as a kid, and you have smoked before, and then I've seen you were drinking as well at a party. You do this and that. How do you like? How are you like this? That you don't get addicted to anything? I say, ki, bro, once you become aware about basic things, and once you go in this inner journey, the only journey we are supposed to go on, then you realize that all of these things are irrelevant, and you see them for what they are, and they don't have any pull on you. They don't have any effect on you. They don't seduce you. They cannot make you do anything. And it's just a purification of the heart. It just makes you take right calls, right decision. Now whatever the right might be from the eyes of the universe, like, not that politically right, that right in the eyes of life. So let's just do the right thing from life's perspective, which is to eat well, sleep well, take care of ourselves. And let's start with macros for now. And I have given a pointer to you all. This is not the end goal, this is just a beginning. And if you have received even this much of any sort of clarity, this is just a pointer. YouTube is full of knowledge and awareness. There are great YouTubers out there. Then there is Google as well. Just type it down and dive into it and explore and figure out, make the most of it. The simple knowledge that has always been available even before me. I haven't seen anybody making the most of it more than me. I just transformed and changed into a different sort of a beast after that, because I was seeking it, I was looking for it. And similarly, all sort of blessing and knowledge, everything that you need, it's right next to you, it's floating in front of you, all around you. You just have to be aware enough, and you need to have a heart to seek it and to embrace it, and then to go and to have the courage then to follow through and to go all out. A lot of people will sell and give you their own doubts and beliefs. They'll have a problem with you excelling and moving ahead. So the devil inside them will try to uh, communicate with the devil inside you and try to convince you that, oh my god, it's not happening, it's not possible, this is bullshit, far-fetched, uh, not practical. And then the devil inside you will listen to the devil inside them, and you will shake hands, and you will give in to mediocrity and complacency. But that's where I would say, make your angels and the heart's purity and the gods and the life's voice higher and the bigger than the devil's tiny small whisper. So let that purity and yourself and the life within you, and from your example, lead the other people as well. Whoever who are engulfed, who are engulfed in the grasp of that devil, and they also will see you have hope and belief in themselves after seeing you winning in life. And that's about it, man. And I think we all must start somewhere with something. And there's no need for us to look outside, and like other people's stuff, and feel intimidated or question ourselves or compare ourselves. There's no need to do that. The only thing we are supposed to do it is to look within, is to look at this being and to take care of it and to understand it. One life is not enough, man, to understand this sophisticated machinery. And yeah, be supervised, and it's like life is literally like surfing. So surfing, how I see surfing, I see surfing as an endless improvisation. You come across different sort of waves. All waves have different shape, forms, momentum, and maybe pace as well, you can say. And then you figure out how to ride them as you are meeting them, not that there is zero room for you to prepare to get on them. You are always figuring out, understanding. That's how life is. And apologies, I'm not a surfer, but I'm just sharing how I see it. Definitely there must be deeper things about it. So that's how life is, and everything. Usually things are, again, the my camera is done and I have done my best today, kept improvising. Loved recording this podcast. Thank you guys, love you all, peace out. And I'll be seeing you all very soon on the Saturday podcast with somebody.